Salutations, Spacefarers, and welcome to episode 2 of The Panic Table, Season 1, Unaccompanied Minors, where the only thing scarier than being thrown into the jaws of the hungry void of space is being below the legal drinking age. Look, you're all still here. None of you died last episode. Let's just do a little round robin and introduce ourselves at the table for everyone who's tuning in to the second episode but having skipped the first. A weird move, but I respect it.
I'm Kelly. I'm playing Gracie, who is 17 years old and an android.
I am Anuar. I'm playing Eddy Elmstead, 16, and a Teamster.
I'm Uzunma. I am playing Ndiya Baker. I am 17 and a scientist.
I'm Chris. I'm playing Barracuda, and I'm 19 and a Marine. Hated that.
That was amazing. And I am Cameron Danger Strittmatter, and I have the strict pleasure of being your Warden this morning. I have no idea what time it is. They just turn off the lights and close the curtains, and it could just be any day in here.
Where are we?
Where are we indeed? We are in the Abyssal Ore Cluster, AOC 143, way outside of the known verse, on the very edges, located in the Samadhi system. You can't get further out than the AOC, except for maybe the nearby prison that we learned is also accompanying you in the galactic orbit situation of Oubliette. There's the space station turned trailer park called the Promised Land that might be worth a visit if you ever get off this rock. But here you are on a rock, and not just any rock, a magnificent mineral-rich asteroid shaped idyllically and roughly like a heart. It is also, rather whimsically, a little pink in hue, utterly delightful, and on it is a mining colony. The company in charge of this is Blastex Wilson, and all of you, for better or worse, have arrived here from a mishmash of backgrounds and purposes. And after getting to know each other, after getting shot in the head in your previous life as a space pirate at 17 years old, after being rejected by your best friend and android pal, Jessica, you were stood up on a year-long undergraduate study out here on the rock as you tried to come and meet your mentor-to-be, Dr. Priyanka Kapoor, the mysterious scientist who is the chief scientific officer here on Lover's Rock Colony. We're not sure what happened with sweet Eddy Elmstead as he presented the privilege and or punishment by the Institute of Celestial Studies that was handed to him as he sat before his loving, not quite human parents, android replacements for the mysterious accident that took so many people those years ago, who love him nonetheless. But you're leaving them in a lurch for what seems like years on end because of something that is very probably definitely not an honors program and almost absolutely a punishment of some kind. And Gracie _final_ Gracie _8_ final _ copy. One of the original 9 androids made by Douglas Doubledine himself, the premier manufacturer of androids in the universe. You were confronted with your own mortality, where we learned that after choosing to leave the safety of your father's scientific compound on an exotic planet, that androids only have 7 years to live, and you've somehow made your way all the way out to this remote colony where it's possible you won't get your warranty extended. The only way that androids can continue to survive is under the good graces of the company. And all that's required is being a useful worker. And so far you've set fire to rice in the kitchen and have been reassigned to the mines and have only about 6 months to live.
Yeah.
But they'll extend your warranty, right? No, because the colony, you've heard, is probably going belly up. Why? There's not enough money to make it reasonable to drill into the asteroid to get at all those delicious, strangely placed minerals in this massive cardioid rock. But in the midst of all of that, you discovered a phenomenal solution to your problem. That perhaps the colony could keep going, in fact, flourish and thrive if an experimental, if somewhat dubious, prototype mining sensor was activated. The Dr. Amina Khan, who was in charge of activating this thing, insisted that it needed about 8 months of testing, give or take, before it'd be safe to use, but we don't have 8 months, do we? And so when we last left off, after the strong suggestion to the otherwise from every adult in the mining colony that you encountered, the team got together and thought it'd be a good idea to just press the frickin' button.
Well, we worked on it.
Chaos immediately ensued as the massive, extremely effective mining sensor slammed its colossal seismic piston into its base, which had a few effects. Slamming into the base of Heartbreaker Station, the colossal mind control shaft that you're all standing in. Open air situation in an open air asteroid, so you're all in these vac suits or hazard suits, depending on what you're doing. Blasted the colony with a series of waves: acoustic, seismic, and most importantly, electromagnetic pulse. A side effect you hadn't intended. And what I forgot to mention as we pick up is that that pulse not only wipes out every piece of electronic in the range of this sizable sensor, so basically the entire colony, it also has the awful side effect in its unusual potency as a prototype of knocking out every single android who is not wearing appropriate shielding. You had the foresight to put on the nearby hazard suits that were supplied for the testing area, and so you do not suffer the effects of EMP, but every single miner down in the mines simply ceases functioning and falls face forward onto the Earth. Well, not the Earth, into Lover's Rock. Ravi, the surveyor of the mines, who was working on a cargo load in the mineshaft control building, saw what you were up to, tried to stop you, and as he was sprinting, leapt at the last minute out of the way of a giant crate full of ore that plummeted down to the service elevator. He didn't get squished, and for that, we are eternally thankful. He doesn't get up because he's shut down. The colony of about 40-ish people is now down to, as far as you can tell or guess, and there's not any time to be guessing right now because this all happened in seconds, there's only about 14 people, humans, that are walking around here. So help is suddenly cut off, most of it's down in the mines, and you are in a situation of deep fracas. Ooh. Look at that. I gave us a little rendering. It's probably the hardest for you two to see, but we'll figure that out together. This is Heartbreaker Station prior to the pressing of the button. The elevator descends into the pink rock of the asteroid, which is this dolomite-rich substance, causing everything to have this rosy hue. And everything would be fine, except that this button has been pressed. So, when we left off, you are standing... Heck, I'll just show you. On this situation right here, you would be... I haven't actually looked at this upside down, and that is its own thing. Yeah. Bidi bada boodoo.
This is a skill right here.
It is absolutely a skill. Oh, okay. So right here we've got Gracie. Over here, I'll put a little like G. Is that useful? And then over here we have Barry. And then kind of up here, and this is just to give you an idea of how these elevators work. Let's say that you're in this one here, and we've got Eddy. We've got the other one, and so that's Dr. Khan. And I'm blanking on India's name. Neck.
Nice.
Neck.
Oh, there's other fun things to mark too. Over here we've got Ravi and a giant supply crate that's just smooshed everywhere. Darius was on a ladder, and as we jump in to this situation, all of this is happening at once. There's a lot of problems happening on the colony simultaneously, but that's not your problem, because on top of all of this, Heartbreaker Station, under the strain of this colossal seismic thump, has started to shift uneasily, which is not great because you know this massive edifice is hanging over the great chasm that the colony abuts and leads down into the mines. Not a great feeling as suddenly what was just a clean, flush, level surface starts to slowly add angles by a degree under the deep groaning. So, as we jump into this, let's have a little fun by, I think we should find out how Darius and Amina are doing. Who wants to roll for Darius? Who feels close to that guy?
I roll with an advantage, right? Because I gold starred.
Who would you like to give that to? You want it to be to Dr. Khan or to Darius?
I'd like to do it for Dr. Khan.
That's right. In our decompressing session, the other players elected Uzunma to win the gold star, which we're going to translate into just starting off with one tasty droplet of advantage. I love that. This works for me. Did you know that's what that does? You look so surprised. He's shaking his head. Did you know? Did you know?
Yes.
Well, the regular gold star for you, but just as far as like paying attention and less of a, it's more of like
It's a participation award.
participation award. Can we get those
Happy.
for the next one? Participation gold stars?
I'm happy with it.
No gold star budget. We'll figure it out. Okay, so you are going to roll for Dr. Khan right now, who is feeling like they want to roll for her brother, the massive and formidable Darius Khan. I'm not seeing any volunteers. No one wants to be the instrument.
He doesn't like me very much.
Yeah. I'm going to say that, yeah. So Amina's instinct.
See, that's why we didn't roll.
That's huge.
We've got 2 critical successes. What are we dealing with here?
Got a 1.
You've got a 1 and you're rolling for Darius.
Yes.
I'll come back to that.
And I got a 5.
We don't need, it's unimportant.
That's why we selfishly let them roll.
Incredible.
Come on.
In an extremely perilous situation, Darius, who was just a second ago going, "Don't press the button," suddenly catches the ladder, and though he's in a full hazard suit, like a swan, kicks off of the ladder, does like a double axle in the air, and lands on a 3-point turn and looks up at you.
So cool.
It is a critical success, and he locks eyes with you, and you feel anything but success in your heart. In the elevator, the pulse happens, the elevator cruises to a stop as electricity cuts out all over the installation, and Amina goes, "Oh, what was that?" Let's let the dice decide some stuff. I would say, case in point, the elevator, which is about 3 stories up from the lower platform there, that all of you are in. It has to be one of you two.
Yeah.
You haven't rolled yet. You want to be our elevator roller? Okay, so we're just gonna roll a d10.
Just a D10.
Just rolling a d10 on this guy.
Damn, so close to 0.
Is it a 1?
No,
Oh, what is it?
7.
7. I don't know if I've described Amina. We're picturing a woman in her prime. Shortish, but the salt and pepper bob cut. Not over the over the edge with the bob situation here. But yes, keen-eyed, and as one of those people who some people just look intelligent. It's hard to say if they are, but she both sounds and appears to be quite intelligent, as well as spry and a little mischievous, as we saw last episode. She grabs onto your arm as the entire lift shakes, and all of you feel the elevator. You hear an unpleasant metal snapping. All sorts of things are happening at once. So out on the floor, you're seeing like circuitry spark and fly as things short circuit. Lights are changing into their hazard modes as backup generators kick on, since electromagnetic pulses wiped out all of the electronics on here. And the uneasy tension of feeling the cable above you give just a little bit in the elevator. You haven't yet reached the floor. You anticipate that you have about 7 rounds before this elevator drops. Not to the floor of the mineshaft control module, but into the mines about 300 meters below, or roughly 900 feet, because it's an open air situation in the in the mineshaft control room. So we are working in rounds, which in Mothership is give or take like 10 seconds kind of a thing. And so I'll lay out what's happening to each of you, and then we'll start deciding courses of action together about how to react to things. But while things are in crisis mode, we will work in these little 10 seconds, which is just about enough to do maybe 2 things or 1 really complex action. So yeah, if you're not sure, just ask, because that's the fun and flexibility of Mothership. So that is y'all's situation. Down on the platform, you feel the entire base of the mineshaft shifting. It is uncomfortable. The seismic piston, and when I say seismic piston, I mean just like this colossal piece of metal, just a huge cylinder. This thing that has been elegantly rendered as a single giant pipe has slammed, sending out these shock waves. And since you were kind of right in front of it, though the pulses themselves haven't affected you, it's busted loose of its casing on the wall, and you see it starting to tip forward into the platform area in front of you, where you're standing right in front of it. So it's on the wall. It is now not on the wall. It's about the size of a school bus, and it's just falling forward into
Where we are.
where you are right now.
Is Ravi in? Because he's laying on the ground.
I will say right now, Darius, because of his beautiful landing, he's sprinting towards Ravi immediately.
Okay.
So he's dealing with Ravi right this second.
They're not in danger from the piston immediately.
Not as in danger as you.
we
Right,
are.
yeah.
We
We are.
need to go.
Okay, okay.
Right now, the pipe is falling towards you, and yeah, therefore, by extension, towards Darius and Ravi. It'll definitely smoosh you. They might have some warning, but
Will the integrity of the loading dock be affected by the piston?
we'll find out, won't we?
I want to get away from that piston, so
You think you can outrun it?
to the left for a little bit, and then I run to the ladder. I got 34 speed. I got, I'm feeling quick.
He's got a 34% chance.
And military training.
Okay.
We did a few jogs, and I brings
Yeah,
it to
that's
it.
Space Pirates
Okay.
skedaddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just run, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and let's call them actual like speed checks instead of saves. That seems fair. So this isn't a body save situation yet. If you fail, you will have to make body saves to see like what the situation is. So that's what's ahead of you now. Also, you're kind of in just a tight spot, so that's just what's up.
Oh, double is critical fail.
That's really bad, yeah.
so sad.
I can't believe that.
Would you trip me?
Slip, you earn your namesake as you see this, turn to run, just banana peel backwards, and just kind of flop out of the way as this thing falls down. Critical failure. Body save with disadvantage. You also, her slipping causes you to trip as you're right behind her. You flump over her. You're gonna roll twice and pick the worst one, and you are already taking, let's say like 3 stress for such a bad outcome. There you go. Starting to climb.
And we did not love.
Oh, wow.
Is there time for anyone else to make an action happen right now before he...
You did it, so you can do one other thing as you see him fall.
And he's falling toward me.
He's tripped forward, so you're on your butt looking at him about like 5 feet away. And you roll around to see this thing starting to fall towards you. You fail your body save.
It's a very light piston. Maybe it's like a.
It's made of aluminum foil.
Foam. It's a foam piston.
Where were you going with that?
If I like lunge to him, can I reach him right now and like
Yeah.
grab his hand and pull him up?
It's another speed check. The risk that you're taking is that you could be in the fracas with him. Now, will you possibly save this dude's life? Absolutely.
Okay.
If I had a vote here, I say you could go try. I just try and save me.
Oh, is that's your unbiased
That's something you would
opinion?
wish for. Yeah.
Just for the game's sake, I
It's just
think.
objectively you're saying it would make a better game.
I just,
Is there a world where, since I'm like trying to make a really like a big redeeming move for my big folly here,
Yeah.
taking charge, trying to be
Let's
in
do it.
control.
Yeah,
Great!
you feel something in you that's like, it's not right if my actions hurt another person.
That's right.
You lunge.
Okay.
Wait, I don't want to add anything. Isn't your wrist broken?
no.
Bro. Hey, it's one. First of all, it's one wrist.
Okay.
If I push him, would I put him in further harm's way, or I'd get him out of way of the piston?
If you succeed, yeah, you would succeed in pushing him out of the way.
Okay.
Would you be stuck under, though? Because he's on the ground.
It's not a great situation any way you slice it, so...
Then if I run toward him and as I'm in my stride, like pull him out of the way, which would help with my strength because I have momentum.
Dude,
to
the
pull
adrenaline's
him.
working. Let's try it if that's what you want to do.
That's what I want to
yeah.
do.
I don't think it's a wrist thing for this. She's got a good arm. It's
You
whatever.
got it.
Yeah, but
Gracie.
you know what?
got
I'm
it.
gonna remember that for the next time you're in trouble, bro.
It'll be like 5 minutes. And you'll have
So you run, you turn, see he's like, yeah, you sit up from your butt to see that he hasn't made
Barry!
it
I'm just starfished on the ground.
out. Yeah.
Barry, you're starfished on the ground.
You see him start to panic.
Rolling on the panic table.
Did you succeed?
It has to be above my
Above
stress.
your current stress.
I got a 10, and I have 9 stress.
You see the dread in his eyes.
Wow.
Whoa! Missed it by 1. You're backing up as this thing falls on you.
It's okay.
Keep it together, Barry. You're doing great. Your hair looks good. And I'm coming. Okay. Yes! Yes, dude! Yes!
So much.
I was so ready to narrate your death a second time.
Yes, bro.
You are small. You have been tripping on things your entire life. It's been a burden at just how seemingly ineffective you are, and in this moment, something wells up in you. And whatever the machinery is that is where your heart is fills with something positive as you lunge, drop into a tight roll, grab him, and roll out of the way, just full mama bear, as this piston just crashes into the ground in between you. All of this happens in just that 10 seconds as you roll out of the way. And as the dust clears, you look up and there's this girl in a tiny pink spacesuit just sort of perched on top of you.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
What did you just? What happened?
That was
How
so
did you
cool.
do that?
Holy shit! I feel strong. I can do anything. Oh my god, it's still falling.
Yeah. There's still, wait. Let's.
Jerry crawls inside your faceplate.
Oh, Jerry, please.
All of that is happening right there on the platform below you. Meanwhile, you feel like you have 7 rounds, including this one, to get out of that elevator before it does a big drop. The power is out. Elevator is not moving. Dr. Amina goes, oh no, this is a bad situation. I don't mean to understate it, but we should act immediately.
Okay. Is there an emergency exit?
Yes. Yes. There's sort of a hatch situation up here.
Can we reach it?
It looks like if you like stacked up, it's a pretty big elevator. You're tall.
I'm tall. Yeah, I have 5-inch heels.
Yeah, the doctor. Both of them look at you. It's very clear it's a situation of, well, one of us has to go up. I don't know if
Question: does the open hatch, if we go out, is there a platform in which we can sort of exit and be
We're
safe
probably gonna have to
on?
climb the rope.
it.
Because if this thing's falling,
You were close to the catwalk that you're
Right.
going to,
Okay.
so it is not a safe situation, but it is not like a full Mission Impossible right now. I would say you've got under 10 feet of clearance that you'd have to figure out. But like it's in a cage, like this thing, so it's not impossible that you could maybe do a scramble if you had your
Quick
wherewithal
omelet.
about you. Yeah. It's an industrial hatch. It looks like it's got, like a bolt situation, but it's not a bad one. It is up there. So someone's got to stack on somebody, and that would be the first.
Okay, you kneel down. I'm going to use your shoulders and I'm going to go up. You're a sturdy-looking
that's
sort of
fair.
thing. What's
You
your
know,
name again?
you're
I forgot.
tall.
What's your
Just take off your heels so you don't stab my shoulders.
I can't take the shoes. It goes with the outfit. I'm so sorry.
You see that the heels are built into the spacesuit. It's custom.
Yeah, I know it goes with the whole look, unfortunately, so I can't just take them off. So if you could just kneel down, that would be so helpful so I can get up to that latch. Thank
Do you know how you're gonna open the latch?
Do you have some kind of tool or something?
Amina fishes around in her, like the cargo pockets.
Laser
on her
screwdriver?
thing, and she pulls out. She's just got a big spanner.
Okay.
And so she's like, here.
Yes. Oh, and you know what? Actually,
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
I actually do have this survival manual
Then
that I
right
carry
now's not
with
the
me
time for
everywhere.
that. Right
I
now
just
is-
want to say my piece, if that's okay with you.
I sense your passion and your commitment to success, and right now I think you should probably shut the hell up and get us out of the
Okay.
elevator. If that's quite all right.
Okay,
So,
Dr. Khan, I will tell them when I'm going. Yes, clicky click.
She's on me right now.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
ahead.
on his shoulders.
That's what we're doing for this round. I'll say probably just that operation takes the round.
Okay.
If that's okay for you guys. And Dr. Khan is just.
Just-
As
yep.
that happens, the sort of just looking for any other.
Don't worry, if she falls, it's not the end of the world.
Excuse me?
So that's what's happening up there. Gracie is laying on top of you, going ah, and you're screaming back into her face, and Jerry's. Yes, you have a sense that you probably have a round before just the scaffolding that's kind of in between you and the catwalk above you starts to join what's going on with the piston as it groans ominously.
Okay.
The loading dock's closest. Mm-hmm. We could head to environmental control.
When we hit did anything happen with the doors? Because they shut down for the emergency thing, and then when the power got shut off, are they like locked down?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
But I can hack.
As long as you get the computers back up.
Right. Is there a way we can cut through the door?
Are
Yeah.
there any easily accessible like welding.
Yeah,
tools, like
absolutely. I
mine?
would say, so you see that little shed down there?
Yeah.
That's like a big like tool and suit up area. So you would know that just like whether it's like the heavy like jackhammers or the laser cutters, welders, that sort of a thing. There's all sorts of stuff in there.
I think that's would be a good place to head. I've stumbled across a welder and kind of know how to cut maybe through a door.
Yeah.
Or
Do you want to cut through the door that gets us to the loading docks?
You flash back for a moment to being on the
Hello?
on the
Hello.
Stingray as you watch the red rectangle cut through the hull of your ship. You flash back.
What? Wow, what was that?
Yeah, nothing. Don't worry about
You're
it.
drooling. That's.
But yeah, I think we should try and.
Get to the loading docks. Well, get to the shed, get a laser cutter, and then go back to the loading docks.
What's that yellow?
That would be the colossal bridge that goes from maintenance to that huge door there. This is a great question. Exits. Up here is, like on the catwalk that they were headed to, is the bridge out to mission control over this way, and then the other big one is where the vehicles would roll out to maintenance in and out. So that's where Jackson and Elmo would pick up whatever's coming up out of the mines, take it back in, repair it, and bring it back out. So there's also like a smattering of vehicles in here as well. There's like a big, heavy like truck. You see off in the distance an exoskeleton with like the forklift hands on it. There's a few of them in a bank near the far end of the shed over there.
Would we know if they were operational?
Based on what you're seeing, everything looks like it would need a little love to get going.
Right.
So no matter what you pick, anything that has an electrical system to start will need some jiggery pokery in order to get going.
Yeah. I was thinking of the golf cart too.
But for right now, like your turn would be just getting across the platform. That's fine. There's no rolls needed. You would just go.
So should we like run toward the bridge, gesturing wildly toward Darius?
Yeah, if you want
split
to,
up too if you want.
yeah, if you want to get their attention, I can go.
And their help? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll get a welder.
And will you
I'll
meet
run.
us back there once you get it?
Yeah, sure.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
in the elevator, you get the hatch open.
Yep.
You are now in the situation of that was the easy part. Do you feel like you would like have the like athletic prowess to pull yourself up and through?
I could stand on your shoulders.
You're already standing on my shoulders,
Of course,
and it
I
hurts
am.
like hell.
Oops. Sorry.
So you're just giving her the boost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I figured I'd throw
Dr.
Khan
Khan.
up there, and hopefully they don't abandon me and lift me up.
Well, I need to get out of the shaft. I have to get off the top of the elevator first.
Right. So it does look like you would have to like either like climb either the cable itself or try to like climb the fencing.
Yeah, I would definitely go for the fencing,
Okay.
sort of
Yeah,
just sort
I
of
think that's
scaling
just
that really delicately. And plus, I'm wearing stiletto space boots,
That
so it
are
actually is
stabbing
kind of.
my shoulder.
Yeah, sorry. It's
So
made.
impractical.
Yeah, it's like, but it goes with the outfit. I
It's
don't
just like
know
cutting
what
into
to
like
do.
the
Yeah.
armor pads of the.
It
yeah.
goes with the like
I'm not
Are you
permanent-
explaining this standing on
Yeah,
his
I am.
shoulders?
Yeah,
as
it
the
goes with
elevator?
the outfit. Like, I'm not gonna
I'm
apologize
gonna have
for having a
permanent
cute
nerve
outfit.
damage.
India, sweetie, remember what we said about
I'm sorry.
shutting the
Yeah,
hell
I know.
up?
I know.
Yes.
I know. I'm sorry.
Shut the hell up.
I know. I'm sorry, Dr. Khan.
I give her a boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's at the top of the thing.
Are you? Is that what you? May I?
I'm gonna throw you up
Yeah.
next.
Whoop! Is that okay for this round? Again, that's
That
just
is
kind of
right.
what you do. Flip flop. All right. So
Both
you're in the
of-
situation where you are now alone in the elevator. You are on top. So that
And
he
Dr.
boosts you
Khan.
up.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I would now like to go. So I'm scaling up the wall.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Scaling up
What
the
happened to
wall.
like helping me up?
Yeah. You look up past Dr. Khan and you see she's already starting to just
Yeah,
stick her
I'm
fingers
s-
through the mesh.
I can't help you unless I know where we're going. So I'll help you in a minute. Let me go up really quickly and just like scope out the sitch.
Yeah.
And then I'll come right back for you though.
Lots of confidence in that.
Yeah. Let's call this just like a little like strength check.
Yep.
As you just pull yourself up. It's a dexterity situation, but you know that's what's going on as you climb up there.
That's what you get.
As you are climbing to get ahead of the situation, those fabulous heels slip and suddenly where underneath you there was some chain link, now there's just air as one stiletto kind of just like cracks under the pressure of being jammed in a thing, and you fall back down to the elevator. Go ahead. So you like wham onto the elevator. Two things happen. We're just gonna see. I'm just gonna roll a d10 and see.
Broken collarbone.
Yeah, it's not bad. You're wearing your custom vac suit, right? So
yes.
yeah, I rolled a 6. It's a shortfall, so let's divide that in half for
3,
fairness.
and I have
yeah,
a
so you
3.
take
I
3
have
damage, and that just
3
pings-
armor, yeah.
Yeah, so meets it, beats it for
Yeah.
that. 4, let's say anything over your like normal armor value would like break the armor in some way. So you land on your back and it knocks the wind out of you. You take stress as you hit, but you are unharmed as the elevator like wiggles a little bit under the strain. Go ahead and now roll a d10, divide it in half. That's gonna set the tone for what's happening to the elevator as you fall onto it.
The dot at the bottom is 9.
Yes. So yeah, you had 6 rounds, you have about 2 rounds. The elevator strains under the pressure as Dr. Khan, who was like looking at the like grating of where to climb up, just sees you go whoa right next to her, and she goes, "Oh dear." She gestures to you where she's like, and
Unfortunately, I think we do need Eddy because he is strong and he is useful, and I don't want to fall again. So I guess I will. Can I
I
lean?
can't hear you, so,
Can I
but, like,
lean
this
in
is-
and kind of hand him out?
let's do it.
So I
Because you are just mad dogging it, let's go ahead and make a strength check for you pulling yourself up.
Can you add something to that strength?
Do it with advantage since you're both working, and that'll yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's a 69. Come on. 90.
Oh wow.
So we're going with 69.
We're going with 69.
Nice.
The
Here's the great
permanent
news.
nerve damage
You
that
take
you
stress.
caused. Yeah.
As do you, since that was kind of a co-roll situation. But you heave him out. Dr. Khan grabs onto the back and just pulls this like weirdly sturdy kid up onto the thing. All of you are standing, and you feel the elevator start to give way underneath you. That's what's happening right now. The next round, you have one action to do, and it drops. So that's the present situation. Meanwhile, back on the platform, you've reached the tool shed and you've reached Darius. I'll go with Chris first. So Barracuda. Kuda, what you doing out there?
Can I get into the tool shed?
Yeah.
Fine, thank God.
It's just open.
So I'm going to go in there and reach for if there's any sort of welder that would be.
It's relatively neatly organized in there. Ravi runs a tight ship.
All right.
So
Would that take like a full turn to just grab that? Or
No.
Is that, okay, cool. So I'll get that.
there's other stuff in here too, but you know.
Because we gotta cut through the door fast, and it's probably a really thick door to the bridge.
It would take you a long time to cut through that door.
Can we make our own door and cut through a wall?
That might actually be a better idea than cutting through the door itself.
Okay.
So I think. What would they be able to see? Like, so the shed's there. Could I start digging a wall? Like,
Just through the shed, through the wall.
like yeah, like, but like I'll leave the shed and could try and get their attention.
Okay.
I would like to get a few welders and like kind of put them on the ground next to me, and like, so we could all, if they see me, potentially start digging through. But I will start digging through the wall.
Can I have you make one more D10 roll? This is going to be for Heartbreaker Station itself, of just what's going on. We're 3 rounds in, so I'm going to see what we're doing.
1.
A 1 is how many rounds until the station starts to shift.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's bad.
Oh, this is. It couldn't have gone worse.
The dice have spoken. You've rolled a 1. You have 1 round before this thing starts to slide into the gorge precariously. So.
And I'm with Darius and Ravi.
Yeah, and together, as you're standing in the middle of the thing, gesturing, I imagine, wildly at these two
Yeah.
people in the middle of the loading dock, precipitously, this thing groans. You can smell your own synthetic android sweat inside your helmet. Because guess what? You sweat. They built that in. Isn't that fun? And then everything starts to go sideways. Darius has done the math. He realizes Robbie's not waking up from whatever was just happened, so he picks up this guy. Fireman carries him and stands up. He looks over to the tool shed, and he just starts sprinting that way.
Yeah.
Darius picks you up.
What? Oh no!
And just, big man! You are swinging next to Ravi as he just sprints over to the tool shed, and that is his move as well.
But I would like to start digging into the wall as soon as possible.
You start cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a speed check situation for you.
If I help him,
Yeah,
could he roll with advantage?
If 3 people are welding at once.
Oh yeah, and they're like, okay, to be helpful in here, like there are like regular little like plasma cutters. There is a laser cutter which is designed for like slicing rock and spaceships. That's there as well. So you would just notice that. Also like jackhammers, saws, all sorts of crazy things. So yeah. You could do just a speed test with your regular plasma torch, and that's not a bad idea. There's also big stuff in here.
I'm gonna point to, like, very expressively, like, and do a little sound that sounds like this. And I'm gonna point to the big laser cutter, and I'm gonna point to Darius and go.
Darius just flops you off his shoulder, rolls Ravi onto the ground. You can do your own thing simultaneously if you'd like to. Are you just already working?
Yeah, I want to already.
Let's do a speed check for you.
I want to grab a plasma cutter.
Yeah, okay. Do it with advantage.
Ooh, with the speed check, can I add any of the?
Yeah, what are we working with?
Got the rimwise, the military training, military.
And criminal.
Criminal, yes.
Yeah.
Probably cut through some doors in your
Yeah,
in
you
your
alluded to
past.
this. You're like, I've cut some things. This is absolutely some criminal shit. Does that help?
Yes, it does. I've done it then.
Fabulous. Okay, so you know within the round you'll be able to like bust through this thing. Darius sees that and he's still like firing up the like laser cutter. You've helped him. What does assisting him look like?
It's like when someone's showing you how to golf, and I want it to be. I'm like, am I doing it right?
Nudging you out of the way. And, like,
I want him to
still
like
going.
take my hand romantically and like help
And he
me.
keeps moving his hand.
further away from the right time.
You can see through the helmet, like sweat is pouring off of Darius as he sees that that's working, and so he like starts to grab Ravi because y'all are probably gonna kick your way out of here. Meanwhile, elevator, top of the platform, everything starts to slide sideways as you experience this.
I mean, we're out of the elevator now.
I think we try the fence again and hope you don't fall.
Yeah, I think we'll. Can you climb underneath me and I'll climb underneath Dr. Khan so that we have sort of a safety thing. You're the strongest. Sorry,
Sure.
I'm
We're
not
gonna
trying to hurt your
point at
feelings,
the- yeah.
but
All right.
you are very stocky, so it's helpful.
So the
yeah.
3 of us start making that climb.
Yeah, this is a speed check situation. I think it's also. I'm gonna roll for Dr. Khan. You two can roll for yourselves.
We're dead.
Yeah, she's got a speed of like 37. Yes.
She's fast.
She is fast. She's sprightly. Dr. Khan is up.
I am not.
I'm not.
She kind of just like blazes past both of you as you cling to the inside of Vincent.
Fence
When she got out,
thing.
she didn't ever fall. I fell back in, got him out, so she's been scaling the whole time.
Yeah, so she just lizards up
me look
and
this
out,
up.
turns around and notices that you're not with her, but she passes and she looks at you, and then she turns and looks at the exit door, and then she looks at you.
Dr. Khan, I saved you.
Like she sees you mouthing.
Dr. Khan, I saved you. Remember when
And
I-
you see her freeze
Wait,
for a second there.
no.
Both of you take stress from just the failing. I'll give you one more action that you'd like to try to do here. You feel this place going sideways as it happens. The deep purple rock far below you yawns ominously as you feel the elevator shifting underneath both of you. There is this cable running down the middle. You're surrounded by a cage. You're on top of the elevator, and this place is gonna go quick. She looks at you, and she says, and
No.
She just said we're bitches.
you get the idea that she's
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to help, and she turns and she runs to the exit because in her mind it's very much a like, put your mask on before you help the other two
Yeah.
situation. So she sprints over there, gets out her like plasma cutter, and is like
door.
in the door that have all been shut because of the fire protocols that happened there. You have an action before this thing starts to just slide.
Is there any useful application for industrial engineering in this situation?
1000%.
Is there a way that I could cut a cable on one side of the elevator to kind of make it go all the way back up?
Yes.
And then and I have a survival manual that tells me that I should always have a pocket knife.
Don't we have Dr. Khan? No, she ran off. With
She
the
ran,
cutter.
yeah.
You've got a multi-tool.
Oh
just
yeah,
as
so
a
then
teamster.
yeah, could we use that to cut the cable and then sort of get the? 'cause
Not
we're-
even a cut necessarily. It's a steel cable, so unlikely that like just a regular like knife would happen. But that cable is attached to a thing that's attached to a bolt that's attached to a machine. So like get that sucker loose.
Yeah, could I get some kind of something loose?
With advantage.
With advantage, I'd like to add that to Could I do industrial to intelligence?
Yes.
And then
This is about keenness of mind,
Yeah.
and you think,
yeah.
you notice. With advantage, add industrial
Yeah.
engineering to that. Shut up.
I got a 20.
In my mind, I was like, how do we narrate India's death as this happens?
I got a 20.
Incredible. Yeah, so just
Yeah.
you put his hands
Yeah.
on the cable as well, and pop, the bolt comes off. This is not a punishment because of your quick thinking. This is just how fast you're moving up. You will not drop. Let's do a body save here, just because fantastic idea. We're still dealing with physics, and that counterweight is beefy.
Definitely a no.
Critical.
Not critical, but
No,
just regular.
just a regular.
Yeah. just
Regular.
so-
Okay, just roll a d10 and you're gonna take that amount of damage because the whip is fast. Yeah, so
7.
the great news is this. The elevator, just as the bolt pops out, drops down the shaft, you can see the other thing starting to give way as it down as you turn and look, and there's this little kid above you just sort of bonking into you like the other end of a pendulum. But you don't have time to think about all of that as the rope whips you up to the top of the maintenance catwalk. You smash uncomfortably through the grating of that thing. You are fine. Your suit smashes into that. So as
I can take off 3 of. I got 7 damage. So I can.
Right. So the great news is you have survived. The bad news is your visor is badly cracked, and you can feel the oxygen starting to leave your suit. In a normal situation, it's easy enough to find some like repair glue somewhere and just duct tape your face. But right now, this entire building is sliding into the gap.
But Dr. Khan is working on the door upstairs.
Dr. Khan is working on
Okay,
the door.
Are we all the way up now?
You are now up here. Like there's this like sort of situation up here. Dr. Khan's down here. You kick open the plate steel, and Darius sets down the laser cutter because you've done it. You succeeded beautifully.
I stop him for a high five. Not the time. Okay.
Yeah, Darius pushes both of you through the hole and jumps through as he drags Ravi out behind him, and it starts to slide off the edge. The massive foundations of this thing machined into the walls just like bend and twist as it tips ominously and slowly into the gap. It's a weird thing to fall into a canyon, so it's not graceful or quick, but it's like the Titanic just starting to twist into this gap. But you all leap free onto the just pink rock of Lover's Rock. You fall back, seeing as the eclipse has gone quite a bit further and twilight is covering most of the sky now. Only the faintest glimmer of the pink horizon in the distance, a weird counterpoint to the chaos that's happening all around you. Jerry reassuringly licks your earlobe inside your suit. You are out of the situation, and there's probably not much you can do for them right this second. But yeah, you watch as exoskeletons and stuff starts to roll down one way towards the mines. You know in the pit of your stomachs that this is going to be very bad for everybody down there. You are perilously perched on catwalks that are slowly turning into 45-degree angles as they pitch down into the mine, and you're finding yourself having to just sort of animal climb up these things. This is an urgent situation. Unless you have any suggestions, I think the only thing is a speed check right now to see how you go. Yep, let's do it.
Fuck. Missed it by 4.
Critical failure. Yeah.
It's an extremely stressful situation. You take some stress. You take 3 stress. We'll bump that up. The problem is that it's falling. You make it to the ledge and you turn around, and your problem is that she hasn't made it. You look back, and halfway up this catwalk that's titanicking down is Ndiya. You look down. Let's see. I said 37 for the doctor, right? Let's see how she's doing on the wall cut. She fails. You look down just in time to see Dr. Khan look up at you as suddenly a girder just falls and knocks her off the platform, and she topples down to the platform below, wordlessly reaching out. You don't see her hit because of the chaos that's happening, but she's got a long way to go. There is 1/6 the gravity of Earth.
Oh.
So it's still extremely dangerous, but as a reminder, throwing your bodies off of something might be better than letting yourself fall 1,000 feet. The platform is at a 45-degree angle. Blessedly, there is a 1/6 gravity, so it's a slow motion ballet of destruction that Girder, slamming into Dr. Khan, carries her slowly down into the dark of the gorge. There are no lights because of the MP. It's not great. You sit on your butts next to Darius and an unconscious Ravi as the entire Heartbreaker station begins to do the impossible of just sliding past your vision in front of you. You have succeeded in making it to the edge of the roof of this thing on an intricate system of catwalks for maintenance, open roof because no atmosphere, no weather on Lover's Rock. You turn around to find that Ndiya has face planted as what was an easy pathway has become a trepidatious climb.
Sick.
Great.
Give me $20, that's a big word.
Yeah.
You have been a killer, an alpha, your whole life. There haven't been obstacles that you can't, through your wit or your grace or your strength, just overcome. And so as you just eat catwalk and you hear the hiss of the oxygen leaving your suit, you look up through the shattered cracks to see this kid who you can't remember his name as he looks at you with grave concern, reaching out, and you fight the will to panic.
I trust no one. I don't know. I don't trust anyone before.
Roll on the panic table.
Oh.
The terror sets in.
Oh. And it has to be higher or lower?
You want it higher than your stress.
It's not higher.
What'd you roll?
I got an 8.
You got an 8. In this moment, you lose all confidence in yourself.
Look, the thing
Does
is,
that work for my favor? If she's not as confident?
I don't know how to trust anyone because I lost trust. You know what I mean? Like, my best friend, Jessica, was supposed to come with me, and she's not coming with me, and so now I'm here.
From
and
further up the catwalk, you see her just
Yeah.
talking on this
Yeah.
thing. What this
know,
means
it's
tangibly
hard.
is that you lose one of your skills bonuses. Until you can seek treatment, which is a long ways off from the top
Yeah.
of this building.
One of my skills.
One of your
bonus?
trained skills, you lose
We're
its
getting
bonus.
zoology out of here.
All the pre-med, gone. Unimportant as you flip out. You turn around to see her just mouthing words. Like, you can make out Jessica through her cracked visor. You have one round. This is it to get off this catwalk before Heartbreaker Station gets broke.
All right. So I will drop down to her level and then just kind of like using my strength and 0G training.
Because you're a teamster, so you have the
Yeah.
0G training.
0G training.
Okay, yeah, that could be good.
We are gonna try to propel ourselves to the top of this thing with her just losing her shit, you know?
Oh my god, still going.
Yeah, still going.
So you're gonna pull a big hero move here.
Sure.
All right. This is just a flat roll with your 0G training.
Strength.
Because you're grabbing her.
Yeah.
Strength.
Thank God. And 0G would give me what, an extra 10?
It's trained. 10.
10.
Hell yeah.
What do I do? I'm staying here.
32. Success.
All right.
Describe the situation.
I see this freaking out. I don't know what's going on with her. I just grab her by the side, tap her on the head twice to see if that does anything. Doesn't shut her off. So I just propel
My
us
mom
up to
never
the
left
top.
me in the way that I needed.
And she's still talking. I'm starting to hear a little bit because the oxygen is seeping out.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Like in like little bursts. Jessica, help. Yeah, sure.
Accept
We get to the top.
from other people, and
Is the top of the fixture still rocking, or?
It's going. So now, so you have succeeded in rescuing her and then using just your strength and your knowledge of how to move around in low gravity situations, pulled yourself back up with your, because we're not picturing big arms on Eddy, but big heart. And so
Big
something
heart.
in there just.
The heart ring from Captain Planet.
So yeah, suddenly you're up and moving.
What?
The dark twilight sky of the eclipse as you turn and see these stars blinking out of view, and you turn and there's this kid, this average looking dude, no offense,
Whose
just
name
pulling you.
she still doesn't know.
I know your name in theory.
You see all of this happening, and you land at you are now on the ledge of the building. In front of you, it is about, the catwalk is starting to bend under the pressure towards Central Command. It doesn't look like it's going to come off with the building, but it's definitely not doing great. That's the closest thing. There's also just the ground 4 stories down, if that fails. So you're looking at the catwalk here to Central
that one.
Command.
So we can jump down a floor to that.
Uzunma, I totally forgot. Would you like me to roll, or you to roll to just how many rounds your oxygen's going to hold out?
You.
Yeah, okay, never mind. We're
5!
going Central Command, because
My
we need to
oxygen's
get.
I need to get
we
inside.
need
Yeah,
to
my
get
thing is
somewhere
cracked.
inside.
I need to get
Central Command is on fire?
Yes, it is.
Right,
It's
that's
on
right.
And you
fire.
can
It's
see
on
that
fire.
inside
Yes,
right now.
yes,
So
yes.
it's not a great day
No.
here on AOC 143.
No.
So
No, and also the habitat, the crew
But,
habitat.
okay, so fire can only happen if there's oxygen.
and there's plenty inside.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to risk
can
it
navigate
for a
through a
biscuit.
fire,
Yeah,
right?
We're gonna
We're-
risk it for a bit. Yeah,
I'm still
I
wearing
think.
armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yep,
gonna go to
jumping
Central
down to
Command.
Make the
Central
call.
Command. Yeah.
Okay.
Central Command.
Doing it.
Great. You can either roll separately or one of you can roll with advantage.
For.
Body save.
God.
But it's a 6 of the gravity. Okay. What's your body?
20.
Mine's 26.
Yeah, you roll. Yeah.
You're like, I've still got armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just throw your body off. Yeah.
With a yeet.
With a yeet.
It's the only way.
And with 0G.
No, that was still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! Critical success.
Press the button. Celebrate it by blinking a light. For the second time, you are kind of just scooped up off of the ground as this little dude rocket man's off the top. You look up, and floating in the sky is a misshapen blob of one fabulous but wrecked spacesuit, glinting red in the pale light, and little Eddy just wrapped around her midsection as they wham, and slam into the catwalk at the other end, unharmed.
Can I do a cool 3-point landing?
So like spoosh, spoosh, hacha. Incredible, yeah. As long as one arm's up, and you just flop to the deck like a fish. The catwalk snaps free, one of the last vestiges. Now, as the entire thing, the biggest structure in the entire community, twists free of its different earthly bonds here. The maintenance bridges and the launch pad bridge snap free and buckle, those causing damage to those modules as well as it slips, falls, and starts to disappear down into the shaft, causing untold mayhem below. You know immediately that all of the miners who are probably disabled from the EMP blast, most of them are androids, are trapped down there for the moment, as is sweet Elmo.
Get out.
We forgot Elmo.
Elmo wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
You
Oh.
borrowed his golf cart, you left him. He said he'd just figure it out, and he really appreciated how quickly you'd all become his best
Honestly,
friends.
if he was more useful, he would have made it out, but he didn't.
You have narrowly escaped this situation with your lives. You take this in from your weird view. You're sitting next to this beautiful, frazzled teenaged girl as the sun sets on Lover's Rock, and you breathe for the first time, Eddy. As in your arms, this woman just hyperventilates. You are actively suffocating. On the ground, you turn to look at Darius, who looks at Ravi, and then as the Heartbreaker station slides into the crevasse, Darius turns and looks at you. He doesn't know that his sister is also inside that building somewhere.
Wait, Amina?
Yeah.
Amina's
She
in
fell.
there?
Yeah, she fell off.
She
of
left
the
them to
thing.
try and cut the door, and then a girder took her out.
What
Oh.
you get for betraying us? Don't mess with us. Her, not you.
I was like, I gotta fight here.
Darius looks at you, and I think the only appropriate thing here is a fear save. The rage in this beautiful giant of a man's eyes is enough. The stress mounts.
Yeah, why'd she do that?
I'm gonna come back to this scene because there's still a bit of urgency here. You hear the hiss.
We try to get Central Command open.
Yeah.
It can open.
Is
right?
it
It's
open?
Yeah.
You scan and actually, yeah, the door just
Yeah.
beeps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
So she can breathe.
And then it's on fire,
Yeah.
but are the suits in a place? Are there replacements? Because I know there's replacement suits here. Yes. In
You
Central
two
Command?
tumble into the airlock
Yeah.
that is between
Central Command.
Central
Yeah.
and the former Heartbreaker station. you're in pitch black except for like the occasional red warning light. And so within the strobes, you start to catch glimpses of each other as you can breathe again. Your crusted helmet, I don't know if you're... Now, you know, there is Atmo inside these modules, hypothetically speaking. At least there was when you left. Ringing in your ears from the deep metal reverberations, the screaming and twisting of the materials starts to fade for both of you as the Atmo fills, and in that moment, you can start to hear new sounds, alarms, yelling, all sorts of unpleasantries through the other side of the door as on the other side, the emergency door is open, and inside Central Command is just mayhem. You see Captain Carol Thompson, just her huge bulk with an industrial fire extinguisher just starting to spray things down, and that's what's playing out before you. You can breathe again, and that's the picture you're looking at. In the silent tableau on the side of the gorge now, Darius has withered you with a glare. What,
I just want to apologize and take responsibility for my actions.
Darius watches you just like mouth these words into your helmet.
And I know that I probably did the wrong thing. Yeah, I did the wrong thing.
Darius looks at you at the experimental hazard suit that you wore to protect yourself from what turned out to be a devastating EMP blast. And then his eyes linger over to you, Barry, and notices you're wearing the same thing. He shakes his head and he starts dragging Ravi over to the launch pad and loading docks, since that's the closest thing to you over there. Over here at Central Command, it is chaos inside. You can see the captain fighting fires.
Hey, one thing before we get into this, can you please check if my hair looks good? Does my hair look
Your
good?
hair?
I know this is a crisis situation.
You're wearing a helmet.
I know, but like, can you just like look at it, okay? How does my hair look?
Fine.
Thank you. Okay, I need a new helmet.
Muscled forearm reaches into the airlock where you're standing having this conversation and drags you, Eddy, into the control room. It's attached on the other end to the redoubtable Captain Carol Thompson.
Captain.
She pulls you in, looks at you, glances back at the wig out happening, and then thrusts a fire extinguisher into your hands.
Can you hear me, or am I still?
Oh yeah. This
Right.
is, there's oxygen. You are inside the main control center now, as though you were inside a normal building.
Captain, I know this is probably a stupid question, but put out the fires, right?
Yep.
Got it.
You're a sharp one. I like you, new kid.
Thanks.
Eddy, right?
Yes.
Hey, I didn't get to
Someone
say
knows my name.
I got to know everybody's name, and not a super great time for an intro, obviously, but
Yeah.
welcome to Lovers Rock.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Oh, you're a little bit on fire here, and she just blasts you in the face. But she looks over and says, "Baker, right?" As
Yes.
she's
Hi.
putting
Yes.
something
Hi,
out.
Dr. Commander.
Duct taping just a piece of
Yes.
metal
Hi.
ducting in front of a
You,
fire.
Kapoor mentioned.
Report.
Oh, okay.
She's not looking at you, but she's listening.
Yeah.
Don't stutter now. You've been talking the whole time.
Right. So, small issue. The mining Heartbreaker situation station may have fallen into a chasm a little bit. Not a big deal.
A little bit.
A little bit. But I am fine. And I believe Dr. Kapoor is good. Dr. Khan,
Is at the bottom of the chasm.
but I'm sure she's fine.
Stone-faced, ready to receive these notes
Yeah.
until she hears that, and you see something just kind of flicker behind her
No, I'm
eyes.
sure she's fine. I'm sure she just fell.
As this is happening,
Down a chasm.
Aisha, Nyoku, comes back into the room. She's the youngish person in her 20s. Sort of a fun little like braided bun situation going on here. Comes back in with fresh backup mics. These are just like battery powered from some safety room. And so she starts distributing these. It's just like comms on, channel 2, hands one to the captain, channel 1. And the captain, you can see, is gripping the console after you've said that you've lost Dr. Khan. Just without looking at her, because the captain's just kind of got this presence. I think we lost Khan. And she goes, Darius? And she goes, no, Dr. Khan. And Aisha just kind of stops, and they both just take a minute as they stare out of the windows. Now, outside is a moment of just sort of eerie, oppressive twilight, as only the rich pink and purplish hues of Mawu, the smaller one, start to sort of just taint and stain the horizon line and the surrounding hills, but without any sort of actual luminescence to it. It's just this unpleasant blacklight situation. And the mood sinks in this room. She goes, Aisha says, okay, there will be time to deal with this. For now, Valentine is offline as far as we can tell. The captain says command is good, and Aisha says, from what I can tell, medical needs assistance, and also I think the wreck is currently on fire, sir. Captain just sort of heavily sighs as she sits down and she steeples her fingers. And she looks at the two of you and she goes, how did this happen?
Yes, how did this happen, young Eddy?
Oh, now you know my name.
I'm just saying,
How
you were there for the
convenient.
whole situation.
I
no?
wasn't there. You were supposed to be standing guard, weren't you?
Yeah, and then I was told to move by somebody so that you can press the button. No?
I didn't press a button.
Weren't you there? Weren't you egging them on?
I was not egging anybody on. I was behind you and Dr. Khan. That's how we ended up in the elevator.
So we're just gonna pretend like you
I'm
didn't
not pretending.
Okay. So basically, this android hit the button.
Her name is Gracie.
This android hit the button.
Slip hit the button.
Slip hit the button.
Slip hit the button. She gets out a dry erase marker, writes some figures, starts calculating. And she...
But Slip's intentions were well, though.
Oh, so now I thought you weren't there for it. I thought you weren't involved in it.
Water on rock as you're talking to the captain, whose shoulders sag even more. She does some calculations, and she looks up and talking to both you, but mostly to her sort of CO over here, to her lieutenant, the comm specialist, Aisha. She says 13 hours. With the eclipse happening, the solar field's down, the EMP blast looks like it took out most of the backup batteries for the moment, so we have 13 hours of life support. We're going to have to split into teams. We're going to need solutions. I will deal with the two of you when the colony is not actively on fire. Thank you for your participation and your candor. I'm sure we can bring this to a satisfying conclusion soon. For now, I suggest that we all choose a course of action and begin. Outside on the launch rail, which is a weird situation because the loading docks and launch rail to the colony are similar to Heartbreaker Station open air stuff. There's like some walls, mostly just for structure and storage, but it's to get these cargo containers off to the only way off of Lover's Rock. There are no spaceships or rockets here. Everything is most effectively launched into space using this mag-rail launch system. So you see these two colossal steel arms and then some sort of like Gauss type magnetic machinery at the base, but that's how they get things up into the stratosphere, where they would then escort them through the asteroid field. You all know this. It's how you all got here, was by being escorted through this and then down to the mag field. But you're sort of on the other side of this canyon looking at the colony in poor shape as the sun sets behind you and darkness starts to swallow up the edges of Lover's Rock. You can see the dim lights of electrical fires in some of the modules, and it looks like some backup generators have kicked on. But all of you would know that fuel is super hard to get out here, and so it's probably limited, even though you two wouldn't know exactly like what you're dealing with. You can tell the situation is very bad. Everybody would know that this is a solar-powered colony with backup batteries that are just constantly being drenched with that solar energy from the year-long sunset that happens. But here with the sun out and the backup batteries hit with the EMP blast, it's not a pretty situation. You would also know that those batteries are way out on the other end of the solar field. This is just public knowledge to give you a little info dump there. Darius is over trying to like rig up some sort of machine in the corner. It's not clear what he's doing, but he's just completely ignoring both of you as he gets to work on some sort of generator-looking device. What's going on with you two?
Well, we really did it now, Jerry.
Hey, Gracie.
I know I just prompted a scene, and I am so sorry for interrupting you. Didn't we just clearly establish that you two can't talk to each other yet, and you wouldn't have comms? It's a silent and weird thing, so please play out this scene, but please enjoy the scene without being able to talk to each other.
Because you can't hear me, I guess I'll say I'm very grateful that you saved me.
What?
Yes, I can say this all now.
Wait,
I was scared back then.
he looks like he's saying something important. Are you... I like you too. Like.
Meanwhile, back in the command center as this goofy pantomime plays out, Chance, the security officer, is standing, his immaculate blonde bangs singed with smoke, among you, the captain, and Aisha as you make a strategy for what's going on next. He says, well, I'm gonna go take care of Valentine. Security's my thing anyway, so I'm gonna head in there. The problem is with the EMP, everything's probably gonna be... I bet you Valentine's awake, she's shielded against most things, but getting in there is gonna be tricky, and she's not able to help us, especially with life support, which is her main job. So, yep.
Wait, what about Dr. Kapoor? Is she okay? I didn't ask you, did I?
He glances, it's probably in the lab, if I had to guess. That's where she spends most of her time anyway. Probably not the priority right this second, if I had to guess.
No, I was just, you were talking about people, and so I wanted to ask a question, and I just mentioned...
They completely turn their attention away from you as he says, okay, so I'm going to security. Captain says, I have to stay here. Aisha says, all right, well, I mean, I got to distribute comms, so I'm probably going to go to Medbay first. I don't know. And he's like, yeah, that would be a good call. So that's where they're going. What do you two want to do?
Do I still have a fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So to fix the power, they've got the generator that's there. The EMP, has it destroyed the current electrical system, or has it just shorted it?
Aisha nods at this excellent question and says, this is something we need to find out.
Okay. I just want you to know, Captain, that I will use all of the expertise in my body to fix this problem and save this whole place so that Dr. Kapoor and also the people on the ship as well are saved.
She picks up a fire extinguisher, presses it into your hands, and pushes you out of the command center and into the hallway. You are now standing over here with Sergeant Chance, Bonchance, in the hallway as he is working on getting the door operating to security. But yeah, she just shoves you out of the room. I think she literally palms the back of your helmet, and this is a powerful woman, and so we're big ol' hands just moves you out as she goes back. And Aisha's like, I was in the middle of a sentence. She just walked in between us. She says, you seem useful. What,
where are you gonna go to the med bay? Because we could probably stop by maintenance after and see if Jack...
All right, the kid's with me. Captain, you're staying here. She nods, and she goes, all right, let's head off. You two go that way. I'm gonna click over to them for a second if that's okay with you.
I was gonna suggest...
Please.
As much as I hate it, because you're very annoying and you talk too much, the lab is after the maintenance bay.
Well, I know that he's saying this if I've been shoved into the hallway.
All of this is within ears.
Oh, okay.
We have comms back.
Yeah. You have comms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could
But you
come.
have to use the fire extinguisher. You can't just be like, oh my god.
Okay, I
Dr.
will
Kapoor."
help.
The comms
with
crackle
it.
to life as Chance, the security officer, chimes in and says, Jesus Christ, switch to another channel at the very least.
yeah.
God damn.
Sorry. Yeah.
And then
Yes, I will come. And also, I just want you to know, thank you for saving my life. Those
all very
times.
cute, says Aisha as she grabs both
Let's
of you
go.
Yeah,
and
okay,
escorts you
okay.
towards Medical Bay. Meanwhile,
still just like very much slouched and sad, like slowly walking, on just Gracie feels like she's on death row, walking behind Darius.
I am looking around. I'm thinking, I know I hated with all of my being the look that Darius gave me. And I can't afford to get in trouble. Chance's ship. Does he because you said the only way out is through the getting launched out, but Chance escorts that.
He does,
and
doesn't
Chance
he?
is here.
Chance
and
is
he's
here.
busy.
And his boat, exquisitely remembered, if I say so myself, at the end of the loading dock past the mag rail, you see, glistening in the dark, the iridescent purple light of the smaller star just shining around the eclipse, its chrome weathered hull glinting, is Chance's escort ship, which is just kind of a tricked out fighter jet. There's not really a lot of danger out here because of how dangerous the asteroid fields are to even navigate. And his job is to take those cargo containers up through the asteroid field, make sure pirates don't bother it until the company picks it up at a depot, and then he comes back. He also escorts any new arrivals or rescues any lost space pirates he might find and brings them back. So you've ridden in said whip, and yeah, it's an intimate craft. It is fueled by itself, and it is completely unguarded here at the end of the loading dock. So yeah, you notice that over the thing. Ravi is completely inanimate as Darius was trying to maybe jumpstart him. He clipped a battery to him and did something, and Ravi's body jolts, and he's like, "What am I?" So you just see him give up, throw Ravi over his shoulder, and turn. He's looking at this industrial catwalk. There's sort of a maintenance trail that goes from all the way over here. It's definitely a hike, but
That's where he's headed.
you can tell from even silent in this tableau that's happening here, he is not looking at you. He doesn't have the space for it right now.
Is there any way we could talk? Comms being handed out here?
Not this way.
Gesturing. Wait. I breathe breath on the inside of my suit, on the inside of my mask.
And then flop an arm.
Yeah, I take my sleeve out and I write backwards where with two backwards E's.
You notice that the ground is also plenty dusty in case you want to follow her lead and you don't want to deform
Oh,
her.
genius.
Yeah, so now, let's just say for right now, it's extremely hard to get your arm back out, so we're going to just leave that arm where it is, pinned in there. You're going to operate with disadvantage.
Is this the broken one or the regular one?
Well, you don't need the O2 that's in there, but in your suit, but...
The O2, yeah.
So I just take the suit off and then, well, why don't...
I mean, you still can't talk, it's a vacuum, so, but... You're an android, so that doesn't matter. But for now, your arm is pinned inside your suit.
And I just write on the ground, anybody, anywhere, not here.
You would notice that Darius is just making his way off into the dusty trail towards the dimly illuminated complex in the other direction with a person you are directly responsible for harming over his shoulder.
I write on the ground, greater than sign, trouble, question mark?
What does that
I smudge out the greater than sign and I write more.
This is... don't know how to spell imminent.
It looks like it's this is meat.
I don't... Meat. Bad. Let's go to the ship.
Damn.
All right, you two head towards the dimly glinting ship in the dark, past the mag rails, and Darius is just a shrouded figure in the dust. The Medbay is similar chaos. It did not fare as well as the command center did, and is very much in a dangerous space. The fire inhibitors just aren't doing their thing. There's like foam all over the ground, but electrical fires are tricky because they just like reignite afterwards and stuff. And so in the middle of the room, face down, you see, the telltale, like, one of her arms is just exposed ceramic sinew and bone and things because that's just their thing lately. But yeah, face down is UB40 in the middle of their medical equipment and things. There are like one or two other like android patients also just EMP'd out. Normally, EMP would only affect modern androids for a little bit. It's sort of like a computer rebooting and they just update to a backup. This was a big mamma jamma of an untested signal. So whatever it is, heavy voodoo, they're out.
Is there, kind of like in the vein of like the emergency thingy, a thing where we can like, you know how like we create vacuums?
Absolutely.
Can we get
Okay,
everyone
wait,
out?
wait.
then?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna get everyone out. No.
Let's press the button.
You just want to vent the room.
We want to vent the room.
Yeah, you're wearing your suits, right?
I am prioritizing saving UB40
Okay.
and getting the fuck out.
The fuck out, or we keep going?
We keep going. I want to
Yeah.
go to maintenance, so
Same.
we gotta go there. So the other androids, and then can I save any material from this area? Is anything salvageable? Like
Hard to say
some
right this
sort of
second.
like medical equipment or anything? Because
You feel like you need to act to assess that.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now it's very chaotic, full blaze.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah. The plasteel of the ceiling is starting to like wilt and bubble in a way that doesn't look great.
What if you and I carry UB40 out?
Okay, to the other side, and then have Aisha just like,
Yeah, and then she kind of brings up the rear behind.
yeah.
And then she hits the button. So we carry UB40 out. She hits the button. Sorry, androids. Oh well, but we need UB40.
How many androids?
Two. You observe the very
Their
human
skin
synthetic skin
melting
crisping
off.
and melting around their ceramic bodies as that happens.
too late for
Let's go ahead and just have you do a fear save at disadvantage because android bodies.
Oh man.
This is just an Eddy observation. I also don't think it would bother you.
No.
Yeah.
Fudge.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saving UB40 because she's functional
Yeah.
as a use.
Take some stress. It's just this is
We're at a disadvantage.
androids, you know.
Cool. Not cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a good plan.
Yeah.
So instead of like trying to be big heroes, we go for
Yeah.
UB40.
Just UB40.
Yeah.
No rolls necessary.
Yeah.
This is just what happens.
Yeah.
So as it plays out, you two grab the alternating parts of UB, drag her to the hallway. Aisha, who's in communication with you, just hits the button. All of the Atmo is sucked out of this room, and then the doors close just after some fiddling. And so, the patients are
Gone.
literally toast.
Yeah.
To your question, roll a D100. This is not a stress thing. 7. Yeah. What are you looking for?
Wait, where was it?
You were like, are there goodies in this room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
What are you hoping to find? 7's great. You tell me you want to find in a med lab.
Yes, I would like to find a kit, a medical kit, something like that, something to fix UB40. So not just, I know I already have the Core Link Pro. Could I grab that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I have it or I'm grabbing that.
The Core Link Pro, the
Yeah.
thing that you use to
Yeah.
diagnose
Yeah.
androids and that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's not super. It's in like a nice little like
Yeah,
suitcase.
I'm grabbing that
Yeah.
suitcase.
Great.
Because I know that I'll need that to
Yeah.
fix UB40 and potentially she'll need that to fix other
Great piece of equipment to
androids.
grab.
Yeah. Med kits are in most rooms, correct?
Aisha also.
Yeah,
She's just grabbing as many kits as she can hold.
Just, yeah. Every medical equipment
Great.
that we can grab,
Yeah.
basically, for human and android.
Fantastic idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're
Great job.
not as useless as I thought.
Oh, wow. What a high praise coming from someone named Eddy.
Thanks. My parents named me.
Before you. You both look at Aisha. She's like, I just super can't. She unclips 3 walkies, hands them to you, and goes, just get that to the rest of the team. I'm gonna see who else is, and because she's got on her back like a
What
sling of
channel are you
walkies.
on if we need you?
2.
Nice.
Yeah. Please don't click over to 1, and please don't make me regret giving you walkies. And she walks out of the room in a hurry. She's
Thank
going
you,
to.
Aisha.
Yeah. She waves, the least terse person you've run into today.
I'm quickly gonna ignore what you just said and check on channel 2, Elmo. Okay, I'm gonna try channel
Roll.
3.
High or low?
I'll go high.
All right, D100, baby.
Okay, I'll be so mad. 70.
Yeah, you hear like the faintest crackle of just sort of a feedback when you say Elmo on channel 3 after you click over, and you hear Eddy? Eddy, is that you?
Elmo, you have a walkie, so that means you're alive.
Eddy, I knew you would come for me. Are you down here in the mines too?
How do you have a walkie in the mines?
Oh, there's a substation down here. I'm hurt pretty bad, man. It got my legs. I found some extra suits, and I'm just so glad you're coming to rescue me right away, man. I knew you would call, and I knew you were the right guy for the job, and I've just been feeling a lot of feelings down here, man, but everyone else is totally wiped out, so if you could come get me and also like super not tell my dad about this, that would be great. About how far out are you?
I'm in the Medbay. How far down are you?
I'm in substation 2. Which, there's a mind map, you would know what that is. But yeah, there are like caches of supplies down there, including like backup walkies and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So the Elmo has survived the blast. It sounds like something has happened to Elmo down there in the pit.
So it sounds like Elmo's okay if we leave him down there for like a little bit longer.
So I wouldn't describe it as like okay, so much as like grievously wounded.
Eddy, no. Elmo, I know that you are a strong...
I'm Elmo.
Yeah, you are a strong, capable...
Well, I try to do my best. I just,
I know
diet
that
and
you will
exercise.
survive down in those mines, despite us not necessarily coming right at this moment.
Despite my injuries, I'm sensing sort of a light reticence towards the plan that we've set forth for my rescue, and I just wanted to check in on the status of that.
Yeah, I think Eddy
briefly.
should comment on that rescue plan that you mentioned. Go ahead,
So
Eddy.
she stayed up. Eddie, you're coming to get me, right, man?
Yeah, Eddy, are you
Because
coming
on
to get
account of
him?
we're best friends.
Yeah,
We need to
that's your
find
best
your
friend,
dad
Eddy.
first. Not to tell him anything about
Yeah,
the
no,
golf
because then,
cart.
right, yeah.
Yeah, we need him to get the power back.
Oh man, that cart's so wrecked. He's gonna kill me.
That's fine. The cart is the least of your worries.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll say it was an accident.
Yeah. Blame it on the mine.
Yeah, I wasn't even driving.
Nobody was driving it.
Right.
Self-driving vehicle.
Okay, I'm liking where this is headed.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Find my dad. Come get me.
All right.
Yeah. Could you
Is
do
your
that for me,
body
please?
intact?
What?
Is your body intact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not super convincing.
Okay. All right, Elmo.
Wait,
We'll go get you.
This is Kelly to Anuar.
Uh-huh.
Can you ask him if there's anyone else down there with him?
He said there was no one else though.
Oh.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of androids. I mean, all of the workers are down here. They're just kind of face down. I'm like super duper lonely.
So they're face down. They're not like melted or broken or anything.
Oh God, are they melting?
No,
What happened up there, man?
There were fires up here.
Oh, it's
Elmo,
game
relax.
over, man.
No.
Oh, game
no.
over.
Wow, Eddy.
Yeah.
Way to stress your boy Elmo out.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Yeah. Elmo passes out.
No.
So Anyway, that happens.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, I'm
Great.
just gonna conserve energy and maybe a little bit of blood here. If you could come get me as soon as possible, thanks. Bye.
We'll
Well,
be there,
on
buddy.
this end of usefulness, on the other end from what you just did, I am going to do run a diagnostic on UB40
Amazing.
and see what's good with her situation, because I can boot her back up, right?
Yes, it'll be not a quick endeavor, but I think that's a fantastic plan. So you have what you need to just kind of like prop her up in the hallway and
Yeah,
do a
the
little triage.
maintenance is not on fire, so
Yeah.
the hallway's not on fire.
And you're in the
so-
corridor between maintenance
Yeah,
and this right
so
now. This
she's-
seems like a fine spot to
yeah,
do that.
to just-
I think that's a great plan.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and get her back online.
And
Okay.
I'll go check maintenance.
Yeah, if you want to go in, I'll stay here, get her together. Come back, report whatever you find out, please.
Yes, Captain.
Thank you. And I'll be here doing the real work.
Yeah. Great. Awesome.
You head off towards maintenance.
But I grab a med pack right before.
Sure, absolutely.
One.
All right, with a clear goal for you in mind of whether or not you'd like to take it. Elmo looks like he needs a little bit of rescuing.
I am still gonna try to find his dad first.
Yeah, you're headed in the right
Just-
direction.
Yeah. So I'm
Meanwhile,
going to maintenance.
on the launch pad. You're standing outside of Chance's escort ship. It's a mean-looking little fighter. It's swift. It's dated. It's from like one of like post-war situations, but it's intact. It's in shape. Automatically shielded from hits like this because of being a fighter jet, interstellar sort of short-range fighter. It's equipped to withstand this kind of stuff. So it looks like she's ready to go. You would need the keys.
Dang.
Or a way around keys. So
I've picked a few. I've broken into a few ships.
Is there comms? Are there like radios, walkie-talkies?
you are in the deeply unfortunate situation of being nowhere near backup walkies. There might be like equipment inside his ship. Hard to say.
I could try.
You would also be able to like talk inside the ship because it's a sealed atmospheric type thing. So
Okay. Can we get inside the ship without having to like break in?
no.
I'm okay with breaking in. If that's. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, it
to
would
break-
like it's. Do you want to do it quick or do you want to do it well?
I want to do it. I'm like scared the chute's gonna like shoot me. The ship's gonna shoot me if I like screw up.
But we have both of us,
yes.
and I have.
You watch my back. So while she is on, because the only one who was out there was Darius, and he's
Yeah,
in the corner, so he's not really paying attention to us.
So yes, a really beautiful thing, a beautiful series of actions are setting into place. In the hall, you start working on UB-40. You turn your attention to the maintenance hatch that is outside of the ship that would allow you access, and you start to get to work on that. As you turn to stand guard, just in time to see the sweeping beam of a flashlight crashing via the catwalk. This is incredible. But yes, you were alone. You won't be for a very long time. Somebody has made a return trek from the base out back towards the loading dock and is coming your way. You've got a little bit of time, but
How many rounds would you say?
I think we're gonna have to find out. That is where we will leave it for episode 2 of the Panic Table.
Space.
Space. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.